News Washington Post Ipsos poll found that a majority of Americans think that the country is headed in the wrong direction.
Two-thirds of Americans say that the country is pretty seriously off on the wrong track, while just under a third say the country is moving in the right direction, according to ABC News. Overall, Americans seem unhappy and anxious, with a slim majority saying the economy has gotten worse since President Donald Trump took office and majorities saying that both major parties and the president are out of touch. A majority of Americans are also growing increasingly concerned over the government shutdown. Far more Democrats, 95%, and independents, 77%, say the country is pretty seriously off on the wrong track, than Republicans, 29%, along with larger shares of Black, 87%, Hispanic, 71%, and Asian, 71%. Americans than white Americans, 61%. Majorities of Americans in urban, suburban and rural areas say the country is moving in the wrong direction, as well as those with varying levels of education and income. Although 67% say the country is moving in the wrong direction, that is a decrease from November 2024, when 75% said the same in the lead-up to the presidential election. At the same time, even more Americans say the Democratic Party is out of touch with the concerns of most people in the United States today, 68%. Than Trump, 63%, and the Republican Party, 61%. Nearly half of Americans, 48%, say America's leadership in the world has gotten weaker under Trump, while a third, 33%, say it has gotten stronger, and about 2 in 10 say it is the same, 18%, numbers that have not shifted significantly during his second term. Though it's still a year from until the midterm elections, Americans' negative ratings on the state of the country, the economy and the president do not bode well for the president's party in congressional election voting. The economy. A slim 52% majority of Americans say the economy has gotten worse since Trump became president, while 27% say the economy has improved and 20% say it has stayed the same. The share saying the economy is much worse outweighs the share saying it is much better by almost 3 to 1, 26% versus 9%. While the share saying the economy is better overall has increased from April by 6 percentage points, the share saying it is worse has barely shifted. Fewer say it is the same now, 20%, than in April, 25%. More in politics. Nearly 6 in 10 of those with household incomes under $50,000 say the economy is worse since Trump became president, 57%. About 6 in 10 Americans blame Trump for the current rate of inflation, including about a third who say he bears a great deal of blame, compared with 4 in 10 who say he does not bear much responsibility for inflation. Majorities of Democrats, 92%, and independents, 66%, say Trump is to blame for the current rate of inflation, along with 20% of Republicans. Majorities across income groups say Trump is to blame for inflation. The share of Americans saying they're not as well off financially than when Trump became president outweighs the share saying they're better off by about 2 to 1, 37% to 18%. A 45% plurality says their finances are about the same. More say they are doing better now than in April, when 10% said they were better off. Trump approval. Trump's disapproval rating has ticked up over the course of the year, and he is underwater on that and on key issues measured in the ABC News, Washington Post, Ipsos poll. In all, 59% of Americans disapprove of how Trump is handling his job as president, while 41% approve, putting him 18 percentage points underwater for net approval, similar to where he was in an April poll, 16 points underwater, and worse than the beginning of his second term in February, 8 points underwater. Currently, Trump's strong disapproval rating outweighs his strong approval rating by more than 2 to 1, 46% to 20%. Need I say more?
Seem to be feeling the pinch the most. Nearly 6 in 10 households making under $50,000 a year say the economy is worse now. About 6 in 10 Americans also blame Trump directly for the current rate of inflation. And it's important to remember that the economy was one of the most important issues for voters heading into the 2024 election. So we'll see what happens in Tuesday's elections and if these numbers could be a sign of things to come as we move closer to midterms. Gio?
All right, Avery Harper, thank you for breaking that down for us.